So again, thanks everybody for joining us. Excuse me. Main goal today is we are going to review the Insight tab and InStream in our client portal. And those are basically just those high level, simple view of what do I own, what is its worth, what is my risk, and am I making money, or at what rate of return am I growing my assets, the performance of the underlying accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in here. Try this one more time. Done so many of these demos, password keeps changing on us. Okay, so to remind everybody, this is an example of two-factor authentication. If you've logged in from a browser that you haven't logged in a while, if you have that turned on, I'm waiting for the text here, just came across. It'll send you a 4-digit code before it allows you to log in. Let me close this out. Okay, so once you get logged in, the main focus of today is going to be on this tab here, Insight, and then this second tab, InStream. InStream, we dove into that, a deep dive on the previous webinar, which goes into the details on the plan. So let's start there. So when I pull up InStream, then look at plans. This is, where it brings it all together. What is our probability of success of accomplishing the goals that we've outlined together? So out of all the goals we've outlined, what is our probability based on the assets that we have and the income streams of accomplishing all of those goals? This is that high level view with our probability of success. As a reminder, we do run thousands of simulations every single evening. So these are updated every single day. So if there's volatility in the market goes way up or goes way down, you can easily log in and, oh, sorry about that, clicked off for a second, see from a high level view what everything looks like, that simple just probability of success, because there's only a certain amount of things we can control. Let me just refresh that. There we go. So this is just looking at thousands of different simulations of the market. If it's up, down, sideways, and then what is our probability of success? We like to have a minimum of 70 with an ideal of over 90. That's where this suggested range area is. Now I'm going to go over to the Insight app here. Give this 1 second to update. So a couple of things as this is pulling up is there's 4 main quadrants here. One thing I want to point out is this area over here, and this is the date, the different dates that we can look at. And what I want to talk about is what of these quadrants these dates affect and what does not. And the only thing these dates affect is these bottom 2 quadrants here. So April 28th of 2017 to April 27th of 2018, that'll affect the period performance, and it's going to affect AUM over time. It is not going to change the value column here, but it will update the performance column here. It also will not change the risk numbers, which that was in some of the previous training there when we talked about risk number. The risk is always going to be live. So if I change this to (2016 to 27), I'll give everything a second to refresh some time. The other things you can do when you're in this top here is select an individual date. Here, we'll select that back to 27th. And you can also select the calendar. Let's go year to date here. So top left quadrant is going to be all of the accounts and assets that we have in our system. So that's kind of the what. What do I own? This is going to give you the value here of all the different accounts, the account name, If you click down here, that'll show the actual asset class. So that's going to give you just the simple value of each account you own. As we go down here, this is going to show performance of all of the accounts up top. You can also click this matrix here, and that shows as per the household, the dates that we have, these demo accounts in here. Over that period, it shows a negative 27 or 28% return. Also, AUM over time. Here's the value, net amount invested, and current value of the account. There's a pretty large withdrawal here that we showed added to our demo, which is showing that big difference. So here's what I have, this quadrant here. Here's the risk. Just a quick review on risk. So we look at risk from 1 to 100, 1 being basically the most conservative, 100 being the most aggressive. So we're showing a risk of 49. There is 4 accounts in here. One of them has a risk of 1. One has 77, 58, and 63. But the net weighted risk across all these, that's for this risk of 49, which is going to give us our variance. So I'm going to actually zoom in here a little bit. So with 95% probability in the next 6 months, we would anticipate this portfolio to be between negative 9.46 and positive 17.83. So 184,000 loss on the downside, positive 347. That's kind of the variance or your risk corridor when you're looking at risk. Again, if we look at portfolio summary down here, this is going to be on household. If we click back onto the bar chart, this is going to show what the period, quarter to date, year to date, and 1 year performance is of the underlying investments. This bottom one here is AUM over time. That is just simply, here's the current value, here's what we invested, here's what the difference is, if we're plus or minus over that period of time. Now, if we change the date here to let's just go from the beginning to 12/31/2017. Let's look at that 2-year span. Oh. Okay, so from January 1, 2015 to 12/31/2017, an additional account plugged in here because that shows an account we had in this demo that we have since pulled out. So initial net amount invested is 1.7 million. The value at the end of 12/31/2017 is 1,962,000. So there is a gain of roughly 200,000. So again, these dates up top are only going to affect this down here. It will show the performance based on these dates, and then it will show the value based off of this last date. And then performance will be per account up here, where down here is going to be the weighted average over the entire household. So 10.16, that's showing what it was the period, which is going to be the dates, what quarter to date, year to date, and 1 year is. And then this will show what that is per actual account. And you can dig into asset class if you wanted to see asset class, and so on and so forth. So again, purpose of this screen is high level view. If you want to log in and just do a quick snapshot of kind of where everything sits, this is a great view to use, and that's our Insight app. Here's the what do I have? What is it worth? Are making or you're losing money? There's your performance. What is my risk? What is my AUM over time? In other words, what did I invest? What is its value? Did I make or lose? And then last but most important is my plan on track or off track? That's where that probability of success is ran every single evening. So again, thanks everybody for your time today. We appreciate it. Other things you can do on the Insight app is you can always just print this screen if you wanted a quick overview to keep in your file. That's available. These dates are always going to refresh to a 1 year rolling period. So it's always going to show you over the past year. Any questions, let us know at concierge@suntorbifinancial.com. That's concierge@centorbyfinancial.com. Again, we thank everybody for joining us today. The purpose is just to give you, that quick, 30-second view. If you log in, kind of want to get a quick view of where everything's at instead of diving into details on the actual portal or the portfolios. We added that Insight tab specifically for that, to give you that quick view of where everything sits. So thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it and appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, again, concierge@centorbyfinancial.com. Thanks and have a great day.